Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace. Today is Monday, December 9th, 2024, and you're listening to Alex's News. The weather in Riverside today will reach a mild 71 degrees with a low of 48, making it a pleasant winter day in Southern California. Coming up, we'll examine the significant implications of Trump's recent statements about NATO and their impact on international relations. We'll also investigate the concerning spike in food recalls this year and what it means for consumer safety. Plus, we'll explore an innovative breakthrough in automotive technology, looking at how a new material developed for space exploration could revolutionize the safety features in electric vehicles. All this and more coming up on Alex's News. Stay tuned! We begin our morning coverage with significant developments regarding President-elect Trump's recent statements on NATO and the Ukraine conflict. Joining us now is our political correspondent, Ethan Thompson. Ethan, walk us through what happened during Trump's visit to Paris yesterday.
According to the Associated Press, President-elect Trump made some notable statements during his visit to the Notre Dame Cathedral reopening, where he met with both French President Emmanuel Macron and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The most striking moment came when Trump called for what he termed an immediate ceasefire in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war.
How did President Zelensky respond to these discussions?
While Zelensky described the talks as constructive, he was careful to emphasize that any peace would need to be, in his words, just and robust, with effective guarantees. This comes as Zelensky revealed some sobering numbers. Since the February 2022 invasion, Ukraine has lost 43,000 soldiers and had 370,000 wounded.
There's also been quite a stir about Trump's NATO comments. What exactly did he say?
Yes, Grace. During an NBC Meet the Press interview, Trump suggested he might withdraw the United States from NATO if alliance members don't meet their financial obligations. However, it's important to note that according to recent data, NATO members have actually made significant progress in meeting their commitments. The Los Angeles Times reports that while only 4 NATO members met the 2% GDP defense spending requirement in 2016, 23 out of 32 members now meet or exceed that target.
Can you break down some specific numbers for us?
Certainly. Poland is currently leading the alliance in terms of defense spending at 4.12% of GDP, and in a significant development, Germany, NATO's second-largest economy, will hit the 2% target for the first time in decades. This represents a major shift in NATO members' commitment to defense spending.
How does this contrast with the current administration's approach?
Yahoo News reports that the Biden administration has taken a markedly different stance, particularly regarding Ukraine. They've avoided pushing for an immediate truce, concerned it might result in unfavorable terms for Ukraine. In fact, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin just announced nearly $1 billion in additional military aid to Ukraine, demonstrating the current administration's continued support.
Thank you, Ethan, for that comprehensive update. We'll be sure to keep our viewers informed as this story develops. Our next story focuses on a concerning trend in food safety. Joining us now is our consumer safety correspondent, Chloe Martinez, with details on the dramatic surge in food recalls this year. Chloe?
Thanks, Grace. The numbers we're seeing are quite alarming. According to Food Safety News, 2024 has recorded over 740 food recalls. That's more than double the 313 recalls we saw in 2023, and nearly triple the 289 recalls from 2022.
What's behind some of these major recalls we've been seeing?
One of the most significant cases has been the boar's head listeria outbreak. Industry data shows it affected 59 people across 19 states, resulting in 10 deaths. The company had to recall more than 7 million pounds of deli meats and permanently stopped producing liverwurst. Their Virginia facility, which had 69 instances of non-compliance, is now under criminal investigation by the USDA.
And wasn't there also a major issue with McDonald's this year?
Yes, Grace. According to public health reports, McDonald's faced an E. coli outbreak linked to their quarter-pounder hamburgers that sickened 104 people. They had to take immediate action, including removing slivered onions from their supply chain in affected areas and changing suppliers.
What are experts saying about the main causes of these recalls?
Food safety experts, including Stephen Mandernock from the Association of Food and Drug Officials and Beth Koenig from Koenig Food Safety LLC, have identified several key factors. Allergen contamination leads at 40% of cases, followed by bacterial contamination at 21.1%, and foreign object contamination at 11.6%. Notably, Salmonella accounted for half of all microbial contamination cases in early 2024.
Is there any geographic pattern to these recalls?
Yes, there is. California is leading with 16% of all recall origins, affecting nearly 40% of national recalls. New York, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and Texas are also significantly impacted.
Thank you for that comprehensive report, Chloe. Certainly concerning information for consumers to keep in mind. Here are some other headlines. In a historic move, Juan Soto has signed a record-breaking 15-year, $765 million contract with the New York Mets. The deal, which includes a $75 million signing bonus and an opt-out clause after 5 years, surpasses Shohei Ohtani's recent contract with the Dodgers. The 26-year-old all-star outfielder is coming off a stellar season with the Yankees. Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris is set to formally reopen its doors for the first time since the devastating fire of 2019. The 5-year restoration project included rebuilding the iconic spire, restoring stained glass windows, and installing a new golden rooster atop the cathedral. The reopening ceremony will feature a concert with performances by renowned artists. Merriam-Webster has announced polarization as its 2024 word of the year, citing increased lookup volume and its relevance to current social and political divisions in America. The dictionary publisher notes that the word reflects the growing tendency for opinions and beliefs to concentrate at opposing extremes rather than existing along a continuum. The Trump Organization has announced plans to lease its brand to 2 new real estate projects in Saudi Arabia's capital, Riyadh. The deal, partnering with Dar Global, comes just weeks before Donald Trump's anticipated return to the White House. This continues the organization's pattern of international licensing deals, though it has drawn criticism due to existing Saudi connections. A new report highlights concerns about the allocation of opioid settlement funds, revealing that those most affected by the crisis often lack input in spending decisions. Despite the $50 billion settlement, some communities are using funds for projects unrelated to addiction treatment or recovery services, prompting calls for greater involvement from those with lived experience in the decision-making process. And now for our third story of the morning. A breakthrough in electric vehicle safety is making waves in the automotive industry. Joining us now is our technology correspondent Ethan Parker with more details on this innovative material. Ethan?
Thanks, Grace. We're talking about a remarkable material called aerogel that's being used to make electric vehicles safer. What makes this material special is that it's composed mostly of air, tiny microscopic air pockets that create an incredibly effective insulator.
That's fascinating, Ethan. How exactly is this being implemented in electric vehicles?
Well, Grace, according to industry reports, Aspen Aerogels has developed special thermal barriers that fit between individual battery cells in EV battery packs. These barriers are crucial because they help prevent what's known as thermal runaways. That's when battery cells enter an uncontrollable self-heating state that can lead to dangerous fires or explosions.
What kind of temperatures can these aerogels withstand?
The numbers are quite impressive, Grace. Industry testing shows that silica aerogels can remain intact up to about 650 degrees Celsius. Some specific automotive-grade products operate at around 300 degrees Celsius, with variations depending on their composition.
Are any major car manufacturers already using this technology?
Yes, absolutely. According to automotive industry sources, companies like General Motors, Toyota, and Audi have already incorporated Aspen Aerogels materials into their vehicles. The integration costs range from $300 to $1,000 per vehicle, depending on the specific model and manufacturer.
That seems like a significant investment. Has it proven effective in real-world situations?
It has, Grace. In China, for example, the standard requirement is for thermal propagation to be delayed by at least 5 minutes, and these aerogel barriers are helping achieve that benchmark. While they can't completely prevent thermal runaway events, they significantly improve battery safety by slowing heat spread to the passenger compartment.
Thank you for breaking this down for us, Ethan. Really interesting developments in EV safety technology.
Thank you, Grace. Back to you.
That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King with Claude Sonnet 3.5, the Perplexity API, and the Google Cloud Text-to-Speech API. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.